All right, Bash Crew. I tried to tell y'all. Video by Greg Doucette. Okay? Breaking clavicular finally arrested. I tried to tell y'all. What did I tell y'all? I said in my last video, I said, look, this looks maxing stuff, these little fads, these alt right pipelines, they come and go every 3 to 5 years. I'm telling you, it's been around since I was a kid. And if it's one thing that wisdom lends itself to, it's to give you lessons that you would otherwise not learn unless you've been around the block long enough. So let me tell you, if you're a kid and you're following these fads, they've existed since time has begun. I'm telling you, red pill. It was red pill. It was no. At first it was PUA, and then it was seduction with the whole Robert Greene stuff, and then it was red pill, and then now it's looks maxing. It's always something new on, and it always gets young military aged men. It starts off by getting you guys because what do a young military aged men want? They want women, and so it's always something. It's always some sort of fad that is disguised in self help, but really it's an alt right pipeline. It's racist. And I'm telling you, they disappear. They come and they go. But we have Clavicular ending his career. I mean, I haven't watched his video, but apparently he's been arrested. So we're going to watch it. Let's take a look and see what he has to say. But
Eventually, he's going to
yeah.
be soap maxing, and so whether he uses a soap to wash his body or to crack
Yeah,
loop,
apparently he has felony charges. Apparently, bro, bro is no longer going. He's gonna be the bottom in prison. Like if you know what these guys do in prison, it is absolutely rough. There are booty bandits out there. Look up Felice Johnson. Find out what they will do to, especially and obviously I have no dig against white people, right? But find out what they'll do to a white boy like Clavicular. And he's a good looking dude. He's not an ugly dude, right? So find out what they will do to somebody who looks like that. But like I said, every time you live these sort of extreme lifestyles, you don't have longevity. You're not longevity maxing, right? You're only looks maxing for the time being. So Clavicular, he's doing a bunch of drugs, going out all the time. He's not even old enough to. I don't think is he 21? I think he's like 19, right? He's not even old enough to drink. He's getting in the clubs. Of course, he has a freaking fake ID. Like this is what I'm saying. These fads, they're extreme and they get popular because they're extreme. And the fact that they're extreme, it lends itself to exactly what I'm saying is that they're not gonna be around for very long. They're just not.
lubricate certain orifices, Clavicular is going to have a good
Because
time.
when they're extreme, guys, what you gotta understand, I know I keep pausing, I'm about to play the video in a second, but what you gotta understand is that when something's extreme, it's usually doesn't have a lot of longevity. But by the way, if you never see me, join the Bash Crew. You see your boy Bash Reacts. Join the Bash Crew, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let me know if you guys want to keep making more videos like this. Y'all went crazy on the last Clavicular video, so let's keep going. Let's go!
Or, well, depending if he likes it or not, a very bad time. Coach Greg, and you know it's serious when I'm recording at the airport. And so I'm at the airport, guys saying, have you heard about Clavicular? And I'm like, what the heck is going on again? They said, well, he's finally been arrested. And I'm thinking, well, I was waiting to see how long it would take. Remember, he
Exactly.
that man with the cyber truck, the whole thing, and people were wondering how many years he was going to go to jail. And so I'm looking, and it's actually for something else. And
Yo,
so
Clavicular's a whole criminal. This man literally ran over somebody with a truck. I mean, granted, it was a stalker. So, I mean, hey, it was self-defense. But, I mean, not going to lie. Clavicular's probably a whole criminal. He's probably willing to do things that, if I were to do them as a black male, I would get myself locked up immediately. Not to mention he's kind of a racist douchebag. Says the N word all the time. Says black people aren't that attractive. So I don't really feel that bad. Just oh, wrong camera. But I digress.
Clavicular, he can't seem to stay out of trouble. He's always doing something wrong. And at this point, I actually think he's doing it on purpose. I don't know if he wants to go to jail, if it makes him
He's a
more viral.
degenerate. Clavicular is a degenerate. That's all you have to say. The stuff that people say about black people, Clavicular is a prime example of white privilege, of being able to do that as a white man and to get away with it without having to face the consequences. Well, now he's facing the consequences because it is 2026 and nobody gives a damn if you're white, but you still get some white privilege. But 99 is the law. If you're just a regular white guy, you have no political power. I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump pardons Clavicular for his crimes because that's just the timeline we're in. It's fucking loony, but
If he wants to be famous for doing something wrong, essentially infamous, but whatever he's doing, it's working. And so, why was he arrested?
Bro, I don't have, like, maybe in Florida, but bro, I don't have the power to just free Clav like that. I don't know what he did. I didn't watch the clip, but like.
Well,
Whoa.
oh,
What's that?
we are going to skip the ad, but pretty much like I said, like it's like the same thing that a lot of young black males do and they get arrested for and they get criticized for. Clavicular is a prime example. And you ask me why I gotta make this about race. Clavicular made this about race. Clavicular talks about how basically, right, they're not gonna say this stuff outright, but Clavicular is one of those people, I can't even say his name right. Clavicular, he's one of those people who view black people as less than, who promote eugenics and prime Darwinistic ideas that were existed in like the fucking 50s, right? He thinks that black people are less attractive than white people, and he'll frame it as something that's politically correct because he wants to be mass appealed to, and also too he still wants to appeal to his alt-right fans. So he'll say, oh, I think some black people struggle with attractiveness because of X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, he promotes these ideas that are racist, degenerate, and they give him a bad look. And I don't even know where I'm going with this, but point blank period, I don't like the dude. I don't.
knows Clavicular. He's underage. In the United States, for some stupid reason, you have to be 21 years of age to drink alcohol. In Canada, it ranges from 18 to 19. And so only in the United
Alcohol? No. Alcohol is one of the worst drugs that exists on this planet. Like, I get it, right? A lot of people love alcohol, but alcohol is one of the worst. And you don't have to be 18 years old. You got to be 21. Wait, did he say that? I don't know. I think he said 18 years old. But alcohol is one of the worst drugs on this planet by far. It will literally, alcohol is one of the only drugs that if you're trying to withdraw off of it, you can actually die if you just go cold turkey. Like you actually have to level yourself off of it. You can't just straight up quit alcohol. So alcohol is one of the worst. I could go on about alcohol. I don't even drink. I don't even touch alcohol because alcohol, not only do you get alcohol poisoning, alcohol, it deteriorates muscle. It stops the promotion of testosterone. It's one of the worst drugs ever. In my personal opinion, I don't use alcohol. If you want to use it, you can, but I'm just trying to tell you what some good health benefits to not drinking are. And also it makes you dehydrated, so it makes your muscles look a lot more flat too. So
States, can you
and depending on what you drink, you get a beer belly.
be an adult? Can you go to war? Can you vote? But you can't even take a drink. And so he goes to the bar. He asks to get in, and the bouncers basically says, have you been drinking tonight? And I'm thinking, why would he ask if he's been drinking tonight? I mean, isn't that kind of the point? You're going to a bar. What, you have to be sober when you get there to make sure that they get drunk while in there? And he says, no, I haven't been drinking anything. And so they let him in through the back door. Upon entering the bar, he's drinking Red Bulls. He's not even drinking alcohol. And so you got to think, what are people doing when they go to the bar and they're not drinking? Do y'all think that they're just sitting there sober? Do you think people just go to the bar, sober as could be, 20 years old, trying to get girls?
This is not a role model. Clavicular is not somebody you want to look up to for longevity, at least, right? Like, let's say, for example, you take his advice and then you're in for like 1 year, you're doing this looks maxing shit. I promise you, just like Clavicular, it does not have any sort of longevity. Just like I told you guys, Clavicular will rise and then he will fall. That's the life cycle of every grifter. Everybody who's scamming their audience, it is the life cycle. It happens. These sorts of fads happen every 3 to 5 years because there's no real inherent value, and it is all a grift to tell you, we have the truth. I have the truth. I fell for this shit when I was younger too. So
using recreational substances. That is what's going on. And so this guy, perhaps he doesn't like Clavicular, perhaps he's watched Coach Greg videos, he
Watch
understands he's the
Clavicular
worst social
get off scot-free. I know I'm pausing a lot, but watch him get off scot-free. Just watch. Like, it's gonna happen because Clavicular isn't black. If this was a black guy, I promise you, he would be in jail so fast.
media fitness influencer in the world. He beat out Togi. And so he calls the police on him. Says, hey, we got a guy in here who's underage. Now, generally speaking, I wouldn't blame the kid. He's 20 years old. He's trying to sneak into the bar. They let him in. Hey, to me, that's on the bar. But upon searching him, they discover he has a fake ID, and that is, in fact, illegal.
A lot of people are confused why Clav got arrested for using a fake ID. This is pretty common in people under 21, and usually when this happens and you're underage and you use a fake ID at a bar, they just tell you to go home, and if they call the cops usually don't really do anything about it. But it turns out he was in the worst state possible for this. He was in Arizona, and using a fake ID in Arizona is a felony. That means he can go up to jail for 3.5 years just for using a fake ID.
And not only that, does
Yo,
anyone
watch
think
that man get
Clavicular's
out. Oh, Clavicular is gonna be clavicular, shevicular. Like, watch that man get out. I promise you. Watch that man get out. Watch what he look
walking
like.
around with no bag?
And then while he was being arrested for that, they also found illegal substances on him, which is also a felony, which is another 3.5 years. That means he could spend up to 7 years in jail.
And so, of course, he's got a bag. In that, allegedly, he's got some creatine in there. And I'm not talking about the creatine that you go to the gym. And so, last I checked, even though some people say you're not from the United States, you don't know the laws, it's not legal to have creatine on you when you're going to the bar, at your house, anywhere.
Hey there, I'm Nadia Okamoto,
What?
and I am a content
Is that
creator.
is that a real thing in Canada? Like, can you really just have creatine on you?
And so, if you have illegal substances on you combined with having a fake ID, add to that you're in the bar and everyone knows you and you've been kicked out of bars before, you're not let in, you've done all these crazy things, eventually somebody's going to be onto you and they're going to report you. And so he actually got arrested. Now, I'm watching the videos and I'm thinking, is this actually staged? But actually, from what I'm seeing, it looks to all be true. Now, what is this going to do? Well, I believe it's going to make him even more popular. Because if you actually like Clavicular, which means there's something wrong with you, then you're going to like the more bad things he does, the better. And you're going to be rooting for him. Yes, go Clavicular, go. And even if you don't like him, you're going to be rooting for him to fail. And so Clavicular, whether you like
not
him
wrong.
or not,
I
you're
think that's
rooting
a-
for him.
Conspiracy theory time, right? I think that's and granted, Clavicular is Clavicular, right? And I don't know what type of shit that clique has going on, but hypothetically speaking, and this is all conspiracy. I'm just putting my conspiracy hat on, but there's a theory that a lot of artists or a lot of popular individuals on the world stage go to prison or go to jail and they come out more popular and they come out different people, so they might be cloned. Okay, so just follow me. I know I'm going real hard on here, right? But what I'm getting at here is that Clavicular, this could all be a ritual, right? This could all be a hypothetical ritual that Clavicular has to go through before he breaks into like the main world stage, and all of a sudden he's like a household name. And then just like on some XXXTentacion stuff or some Kodak Black stuff, granted, I'm just spitting, right? Like I'm saying, like, this is all conspiracies. This is not all true. This is all alleged. But imagine if that was real. Imagine if, Kick was like some platform where they were doing some sort of ritual and they were watching Clavicular get locked up in order to become more popular and get onto the world stage. Because that just happens with a lot of artists. That just happens whenever you're signing deals, whenever you're signing oaths, obviously, allegedly. I don't know if that's fucking true, but, allegedly, music artists do that. And same thing could be happening here with Clavicular. I think this is a perfect screenshot as well for the thumbnail. Let's take it.
Either in a positive way or a negative. And so he's currently jail maxing, and I do believe someone in a prison, if he's to be there for an extended period of time, they're going to like this. Because, I mean, after all, when you're a looks maxer, when you're trying to make yourself look
That's
as
what I'm
pretty as
saying.
possible, when you're famous for that, eventually he's going to be soap maxing. And so, whether he uses a soap to wash his
Oh.
body or to perhaps lubricate certain orifices, Clavicular is going to have a good time, or, well, depending if he likes it or not, a very bad time. Does anyone remember when Clavicular said he
I
was
think
getting
Clavicular,
that facial surgery, the double?
in my opinion, I think Clavicular might be on the fruity side. I think he might be gay. I think he might be gay, and there's nothing wrong with being gay, but I think he might be gay. The way he talks about women, the way he downs women, the way like he picks on every little thing about women. Granted, like not every woman, I'm not attracted to every woman. I'm just saying like it's like there's beauty, like every woman you can't deny has beauty, right? Like it's like the people who are inside of this alt right pipeline, they're usually two people, right, who are inside of this like this whole red pill manosphere space. They're usually either down low or they're usually a PDF file. So if you get what I'm saying, they're either one of these two. So I mean, which one do you think Clavicular is? He's only 19. I think he might be down low. He cares a little bit more, too much about his looks. Could be wrong.
Jaw massacre, oral navel folds. What the hell is he getting? He's getting like bone max. He's gonna get his cheekbones bigger, his folds here extended, his jaw pushed out. I don't know what he wants to look like. He wants to look like he's on some M the whole time, your jaw coming up. What exactly is he doing? He's trying to looks max. He's trying to ascend. Ascend to what? Also, he added into this.
That boy ascending into the prison cell, ascending into the showers, ascending into his booty getting taken. But if y'all like what I have to say, make sure I hit the like button. Join the Bash crew. I love y'all and I'll see y'all family. Dose.